Throughout 2025, as our country has been racked by rising prices, the invasion of multiple cities, and the Trump-Epstein cover-up, we've all kind of been suffering, but Kristi Noem has been having a ball, spending millions of our dollars shooting ads like this.
Why do I love these wide open spaces? They remind me of why our forefathers came here, not just for its beauty, but for the freedom only America provides. I'm Kristi Noem. From the cowboys who tamed the West, to the titans who built our cities, to the dreamers who chased the impossible, America has always rewarded vision and grit. Our greatness calls people to us.
That is not AI. I just want to be very clear. It's not a deep fake, and it goes on for a lot longer. That is a real ad that you and I paid for so that Kristi Noem can ride horses for a couple days. And then can get nice costuming. Like, should I have roses on my shirt? What do you think? What do you think about roses? That's strong enough. They filmed her pretending to herd cattle. She wasn't herding cattle, by the way. She's the Department of Homeland Security head. She's pretending to be a rancher, and we're paying for this fun little experience she's having. And to be clear, costumes and makeup and horse rentals aren't cheap, and they are spending a lot of money on this. $220 million so far. That's the contracts they have for this ad campaign. The DHS ad budget has tripled in the most recent fiscal year. And it is clear, look, they're getting their money's worth, I guess. She has not stopped all year going from location to location, putting on hats and different costumes, and she's on a Bearcat, and then she's pretending to fly a helicopter. She's having a ball. It looks like a lot of fun. It feels like the perfect Make-A-Wish experience or whatever, except that we're paying for it and she's not terminal. So all this is very ridiculous. And you might think, best case scenario, okay, this is just a massive waste of money. But this is not the best case scenario, it's worse than that. It is a massive waste of money. It's also a corrupt waste of money. As many people, including us here at the Damage Report, predicted it would be, there is some corruption going on. So the DHS has kept at least one beneficiary of the 9-figure ad deals a secret. Records and interviews show a Republican consulting firm with long-standing personal and business ties to Noem herself and her senior aides at DHS. The company, by the way, running that particular Mount Rushmore shoot that we showed you the clip from is the Strategy Group. It played a central role in her 2022 South Dakota gubernatorial campaign. Corey Lewandowski, her top advisor at DHS, and maybe something else as well, has worked extensively with that firm, and the company's CEO is married to Noem's chief spokesperson at DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, and we'll return to that in a sec. So she's worked with them previously. They're now receiving millions to do these ads. They're tied in with her buddy. They're also tied in with her boo all at the same time. And I want to remind everyone, when they decided to do these big contracts, they said, we can't shop them out in the normal way and try to get the best deal. It's an emergency. We got to do it right now. So we'll just randomly pick the one that we love working with that's tied to multiple people, including one that I might have an intimate relationship with. Weird that that's how it worked out. Now, just to toot my own horn a little bit, as I said, we did kind of predict this earlier this year. Take a look. They're making tens of millions of dollars already. They might make double that. And there has been speculation that Noem and Lewandowski are romantically linked. Now, we don't know for sure, but that said, do we think they'd be above that sort of petty corruption? We'll find out. I'm sure there'll be a report at some point. Yeah, the report came. That was pure speculation at that point. We just knew that a lot of money was flowing out, but no, it turned out, it was an ad firm connected to Corey Lewandowski and Noem. And this is obviously breaking all sort of ethical rules. Charles Tiefer is the leading authority on federal contract law. He said, it's corrupt is the word. Hiding your friends as subcontractors is like playing hide the salami with the taxpayer, which first off, ew, but also he's right, it very much is. But remember I mentioned not just Corey Lewandowski, but Tricia McLaughlin, the chief spokesperson for DHS. Her husband is the CEO of that company, which is just the most cartoonish corruption. She doesn't think you should worry about this this at all. She says, we don't have visibility into why they were chosen. I don't know who they're a subcontractor with, but I don't work with them because I have a conflict of interest and I fully recuse myself. My marriage is one thing and work is another. I don't combine them. And her husband didn't have anything to say. I don't know who's working with it. It's just millions and millions of dollars going to my husband. Weird how that works out. What do you think, JR?
Constant lies. This is ridiculous. Like the way that James Comer was trying to weave ways into all these different corruption, money-making schemes in the last administration is crazy that he's so silent on things like this. And suddenly, like, we're just supposed to believe them. Again, the proof with MAGA Republicans when it comes to them being cornered and found out to be liars or corrupt people like this is no, trust me. That's literally the only answer that they've got. We're just supposed to trust them because they're sitting there. And by the way, so it was an emergency. They talk about emergency funds to make sure that they go buy any other kinds of contractors and potentially work with folks. And it was an emergency to film an ad with Kristi Noem riding a horse and acting like she's wrangling and rustling up some cattle. What's the emergency in that ad? What needed to be done? So why do we need to see that as quickly as possible? What did that change about the world that we needed to see her doing that and play more cosplay around it? We already know this whole thing is about enriching themselves. They all follow the lead of their president, who's made all this money off of the presidency as well. When it used to be actually like the thought of the accidental connection of money making from a company to anybody that's surrounded with the presidency was nixed. It was over, and now it's celebrated. It's crazy, bro. That fast that this corruption spread like this.
Yeah, well, I do have an answer to one thing. You said, what's the emergency? The emergency is that she really likes riding horses. She loves it, man. It's really fun. She likes cool vests, little hat, little jaunty tilt to the hat. It's an emergency when you love horses that much. And really fast as we end this, I just want to remind you of some of the other ads she's done. She played a cop. She played, I think she's supposed to be like a pipe fitter, and she played a dentist. At one point, this was back when, I think these were back when she was the governor or whatever, but she has always loved wasting money on this sort of thing. I just don't get, like, if you want to be an actress, just be an actress if that's what you like doing. Could you for one weekend cosplay being the head of DHS? Put on that uniform and see if you like it.
Actors don't get 2 jets paid for that they can fly around the country in.
Exactly, so much waste, fraud, and abuse. You know, and she made this happen. I get we're like joking about this or whatever. She should be behind bars. This is not just wrong. This is obviously illegal. You cannot take hundreds of millions of dollars and just give it to whoever like your friend is or whoever you might be sleeping with at that point. That's not how the government is supposed to work.
If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?